and welcome to my studio. I cannot remember the last time that I made a video. It's been a really long time, but I am getting ready to start working in a new book and a new journal, and I thought I would take a few minutes to show it to you to just kind of let you know what I'm doing, where I'm going with it. If you follow me on Instagram, then you'll start seeing probably bits and pieces of me working in this. So I just thought I'd take a few minutes and just share with you what I'm working on. So where this all had kind of started from was this journal that I was working on back in 2013. It is in a Scout Guide, which is one of these booklets. I don't even know if they still make these. They used to have them for different cities, but it's just got ads in it from different local places. This is the one for Omaha. And I had just started working in this and using it as a journal. I tried to use the images that were in it, and sometimes I would place magazine images over it. My biggest focus with it was to try to be writing more in my journal. And I really enjoyed working on this. I don't know why I stopped. I'm not even sure how far. I think I might have made it halfway through the month and then just quit. And I haven't really done any journaling like this since then, where I wrote so much. And I've talked about this so many times in the past, how I've been wanting to focus more on writing more somewhere in some sort of a journal, either in an online, what are they called? Like Day One or something like that on my computer, where I can type in there to keep a journal, or written, or in a book, just anything like that. I've been feeling that pull for quite a while, and I've just been ignoring it like crazy. This idea to try to do something like this in another book has been on my mind for a while, and I've been ignoring it for a while, and I finally had kind of decided on a book to start working in a month or so ago, and then just kind of put it to the side. But then the other day I was going through some images and was setting some aside, and I thought, these would maybe work for working in this new journal that I'm wanting to start. So the book that I'm going to work in is this book right here. I had picked it up from Half Price Bookstore for just a few, actually, I got this in Springfield. I got this on one of my trips home to Springfield, Missouri. I got it at Hooked on Books for $3. I'm sure you can find it online at Amazon, any place like that. Used, things like that. But it is just full, obviously, of pictures with wildflowers. And I thought that this would be really neat to work on, to do this same technique where I just add images on top of it. A lot of times in this one, where there was print or an image that I didn't care for, I covered it up with another image, or I took gesso and covered over part of the magazine image that was in here, and then wrote over that. So it's kind of where I'm going to go with this. That's really the only expectations that I have for this, is just to try to write in it more. I think it'll probably be a combination of using cutout words and phrases, but also I just really want to try to actually write some words in here. They might be a lot, it might not be a lot. There might be days where I write a whole bunch, there might be days where I only write a word. I might use song lyrics, things like that. Just anything to help me just work through some of the things that are going on. Trying to process a whole lot. Lots been going on, lots happening. And the one place where I used to always work through those things was in my journals. And for some reason, I don't know why, and I'm sure I'm just overthinking it, but for some reason, I have not been able to turn to my journals the way that I always have in the past. And I've really let that bother me and really let it get to me, and I'm sure to the point where just overthinking all of that is one of the biggest things that's holding me back. I could really go into a whole other video about all that, my thoughts on it, and I don't know. I don't know if anybody wants to hear that. I don't know if I just really don't have the faintest idea. All I know is that I think that this right here, since I can't get this idea out of my head to do this journal in this way, this is where I need to start. So this is where I'm going to start and begin again with my journaling process, and we will just see where it goes from there. So I was maybe gonna, I think I'll point you down, and I've actually got a few things set out that I'm going to put on these first pages. I might just kind of flip through this a little bit just to kind of show you the inspiration for this. So I'm going to grab the camera, put you up here, and put you down, and I'll let you take a peek in this one. I won't stay on the pages for very long, probably because I don't know what all's written in here. This is from 2013, so I don't know what all's written in here, honestly. So I'll just kind of flip through it, show you what the original pages look like in this, and then we'll just kind of go from there. Okay, so once again, here is the book that I am going to be working in. And also real quick, my son is playing a video game. He's right there on the other side of the wall, so if you can hear him in the background, apologize for that, but I just really wanted to get this made so that I can start working in this. So this is the book that I'm going to use. It just has some really nice floral images in it. There is a lot of text, so I'm not sure if I will use an image to cover over that, like maybe, you know, put an image like that to cover over it, or if I'll use gesso to cover over it, or other paint. I'm not sure. Whenever I start messing around in it more, I'll kind of get a feel how I want to handle the text. I might just gesso over a lot of it. But this is the book that I'm going to use. And yeah, I got it at Hooked on Books down in Springfield, Missouri. $3. So then where I got inspiration for this journal is this one right here. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. And this is Scout Guide. This is what it looks like. Just not worked in at all. So it's a lot, kind of like working in a composition book. The great thing about this, and why I had picked it up in the first place to work in, is that the pages are thick. It's thick paper. It's almost like working on cardstock. So just an example of how I altered it a bit. You can see how I just kind of did that right here, and I just added words. I had added an envelope right here where I was working in one of the Right Brain planners, gosh, 2013. And so some of these pages are things from that. But here you can see how I added gesso to cover over that, gesso to cover over it, magazine image. Let's see. So if the image that was in this one was something that I knew that I wasn't going to be able to really work with, that's when I decided when I would cover it up. So here's the image from that page. So like here's this one, and here's this one. So you can see I actually did use the lady. I just used some gesso to kind of make it to where I could write on it more. So then I kind of got to where I started adding tip-ins with different things, magazine images. This one is actually the image, the original one that was on the paper. Got this that I clipped in that just has all sorts of writing on it. And this is just kind of how it started coming to be. I did use, you know, I can't even think of what the name of the pen is. Oh, it's a white gel pen. the Uniball. Is it Uniball? Golly, I'm not sure. It's been so long. It's been so long. Kind of added some memorabilia stuff in it. Another tip in. Lots and lots of writing. Just things like that. So that's as far as I got. This was just some leftover paints and whatnot from other projects that I had scraped in there. So I'm going to do the same thing somewhat in this one here. For this beginning page, let me zoom back in and I'll show you what I've got picked out to put on this one. So for this page, I have had this set aside for quite a while. And I think I'm going to place it right here. A lot of my previous journals, well, in all of my previous journals, any of the collage pages that I did, I always had you. And then I think I was seeing it as I was talking to myself. You know, as in, you need to do this, and you need to be a better you, and things like that. Recently, in the past couple years, after all of the changes and whatnot that I have gone through and been going through, I have been changing that to me and my. I guess more in a sense that I'm owning it. It's me that's talking. I'm not talking to myself anymore, telling myself what I need to do and things like that. I have taken ownership on that, and I am saying these things. So I always now try to cover up you or me, or you or your, things like that with me. So and I have a drawer that is just full and full and full of cut out words and phrases. So I just kind of sit down, start going through it. Actually, I've got it out right here. I have got, there's quotes, there's poems that are cut out from magazines. That's what's on some of these bigger pages. Underneath here, though, are just words and phrases, just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And I will, you know, usually keep it all together like this. I'll keep the phrase all together, and I might not use that whole one. I'll just use bits and pieces of it. But just, I mean, it's just crazy how many I've got in here. So a lot of times when I'm getting, excuse me, a lot of times when I am getting ready to work on things, I will just sit down with this. I kind of have my intention in my head, what I'm trying to say, what I'm wanting to say. And I'll just kind of start looking through this and pulling out the words and phrases that kind of speak to me the most. I set them over to the side as I'm flipping through, and things just kind of start building. Sentences just start building. And then I will go through that and put things together how I want it to be on my page, like I did with this one. So I'm going to place these up here to cover up this. And excuse me, I'm not used to talking this much, and my throat's getting a little dry. So once again, it's been so long since I made a video, and I'm really wanting to start sharing those things again with you all. So I do feel very rusty. I feel like I'm not exactly 100% sure what I'm wanting to say, and if I'm even getting it out right. So please forgive me if I get a little rambly with this. But I just really wanted to share this new project with you that I'm about to start. So find joy in the journey to be a better me. This says live life full. I thought it might be kind of neat to tuck down here because there's this little piece of blue. I wasn't thinking when I cut this out that I needed to kind of make sure I had some edge around it to cover up all of this space. So I've got this little bit of blue here, and I think I'm just going to tuck this underneath there, like that. And I don't know if I'm going to add any flowers or anything else around that. I'm just going to kind of let this sit like this for a little bit and see where it wants to go. I kind of feel like this is plenty because I've got this image here and then I've got this big graphic text on the side. So then here on this side I have this image here that I'm going to use, and it was actually quite a bit bigger, and I kind of went back and forth on keeping this to use in something else. Got the other half of it. Here's the other half. So this is the whole image. I really liked how she was holding this this frame here, and as I was looking at it I actually saw like maybe having some words or whatnot kind of on this place, kind of like she's holding this sign, you know, declaring whatever was written on it. But I really like the butterflies across the top of her head. I just like the dreamy feeling to it, and I thought it went perfect where this where it says Field of Dreams. So I cut it down to size. I really wanted to have the sunshine on it, but I couldn't use that without cutting her too low, without cutting it too high up, cutting her up to her shoulders. I would have to. So I went ahead and cut this part off, and I'm going to place it here on the top. I also thought it'd be really neat to keep this to where it says Travels in the Wildflower, but I wanted to say wildflowers, so I cut out an S. I'm going to place that there, and then just some other words, parts of sentences that I'm going to put here. This says ample space to record what matters most. So that's how this one's just going to start out. I'll probably just use some mono adhesive to adhere things down. I don't think I'll use a glue stick. I might use a glue stick to put the words on, but just to make things quick and easy and not so messy, I'm going to use mono adhesive. I'm not sure how the glue would work on these pages, if it will make them warp at all, which isn't a huge deal, but I think just for ease, I'm going to just use this to adhere things down. But this is going to be my first page, so move this out of the way. And I've just got some other, you know, other images that I've just kind of been putting off to the side that it might go in there. As I was looking for that S, I found this, and I love the colors on this. This is nail polish, and in my drawer that I have full of just magazine images that I've pulled out where I have them all organized, I have a drawer that's labeled backgrounds, and this is the type of image that I would put in that drawer. And I called it backgrounds because these are great to put in the background of a collage. They're great for using on ATCs and iCads, so index cards, just kind of as a starting place to build your collage on. But I pulled this out because even this, something like this would work. I'm not exactly sure yet where I would place it, but it would be something that I could use to add some, well, even on this page, use it to add some color on it, or to cover up some of the text. So I would cut this out and place it here on this page. But things like this is something else that would work great just as far as covering up some of these words. See, that would be kind of cool. The red in here and the yellow kind of pulls the red out on this side. So yeah, I think that's about it. That's what I wanted to share with you. It's a really, really pretty little book. The pages are, you know, a nice thickness to do collage on. I just really, really thought that this would be a great place to start, just with this new idea that I have, and just with getting going back on my creative journey. So if you have any questions, comments, I would love to hear them. Thank you again for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Forgive me for being quiet for so long. I've been kind of quiet everywhere. I've been pretty sporadic on my sharing on Instagram and everywhere. So I'm trying to get rolling on all of that again. Please be sure to follow me there just to kind of keep up with as I'm working on this bit by bit. I probably won't do any process videos for this just since it's going to be pretty simple with adding things on. And if I really do a lot of journaling in it, it's going to be pretty personal. So I'm not quite sure how I will share the finished pages exactly yet, but I'll share as much of them as I can. So thank you again for being here. Take care, everybody. I love you so much, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.